Hello, welcome back. Well, folks, I titled this The Market is Green with lots of red because if you watched the last video I posted, you would agree. It is bloody out there for the small caps. And, nobody knows when it's going to end. If somebody in the comments knows when it's going to end, let me know because I think the small caps are just going to keep getting crapped on. And I think in many cases, quite unfairly. Hold on one sec, thumbnail. Got to get that done. So if you're in the small caps and you're getting wrecked, I don't really think it's your fault. I think it's institutions just being little weenie babies. I have sold the vast majority of my exposure to small caps with the exception of like Robinhood and Corsair. But boy, oh boy, this sector is nasty. It's so bloody. And so personally, I don't blame people for dipping out of the smalls and just wait. Wait for confirmation of a reversal. That's a lot of where I stand right now, at least on these guys. And see, I'm not unwilling to add more to some of my larger positions right now. And then when and if we see a reversal, either I do nothing, which is fine. It's okay to do nothing, or sell a little bit of the large and then go shopping for the small. But right now, I'll tell you, until we get that reversal, it's bloody for the smalls. I feel bad because the small caps are honestly the companies that need the money the most. And it's times like these in the market where this small cap pain stays long that you could actually see some of these small caps basically fall behind permanently. Because here's the reason for that. Think about this. Okay, so let's say you are running a flipping business, okay, and you need access to a $5 million credit line to run your business. That is, buy flips, buy materials. You sell your flips, you repay your line of credit, whatever, and you go back and forth, right? So you have this line of credit. Being a small cap stock right now, and then all these small caps getting sold off is like somebody coming to you and saying, "Hey, you used to have a line of credit of 5 mil. Now your line of credit's going to be 2 million." And the rationale there is now your opportunity for liquidity is constrained. It's harder. It's like you got a choke collar around your neck and you're supposed to like still grow, right? That I think is what a lot of the small caps are feeling, and it sucks. It really sucks. So remember, when a stock goes down, it makes it harder for these companies to raise money either through a bond offering or through equity. And there are only a few of the smaller companies that are actually doing quite well compared to the others. One of them is MP Materials. Now, I think a lot of this has to do with the acknowledgement that rare earth mineral mining is critical for electric vehicle engines. A lot of people are still stuck in this thought that mining for electric vehicles only has to do with lithium. And if you're not doing lithium, that's it. But MP Material for rare earth mining, they have been killing it. They've been on a beautiful uptrend. They're one of the smaller caps. It's not quite like super small. I mean, it's more of like a mid cap. Small cap usually deemed to be under like $2 to $3 billion under those levels. This would be a little bit more of a mid cap. Of course, like Tesla and Apple and such, they would be more of your mega caps or super mega caps. But yeah, MP Material for a smaller company here really kicking butt. Upwork is interesting. Look at Upwork, folks. It right now is trading for levels that we have not seen since January of 2021. It's basically at its May level right now, which is crazy because May thinks, oh, you can't see it. May was pretty dang low. That would help if I share the screen. May was pretty painfully low. 6.51 to the upside right now on Upwork. Part of me does think a lot of Upwork's movement is occurring because even though Omicron is something that isn't being deemed, so severe, it's more knock on wood, like a cold. It is still shutting down offices, and it's still pushing that demand for remote work. So kind of interesting to see Upwork move today. Then let's see. Let me look at the downside. Look at this red. Oh my gosh, it's gotten even worse. This is the blood I'm talking about, folks. Holy moly. I mean, if you're in any of these smallers, you're just getting destroyed. Lemonade 42. My gosh, it hasn't broken that 40 level yet, but these are some nasty levels here. DD down 5%. Piton, Cleverleaf Holding, TMC, anything smaller cap in the millions of market cap, wrecked, just getting wrecked. The Chargers have not been doing great either. Let me see where charge point's been sitting. CHPT. Yes, it's been stuck. See, charge point's been stuck under its 20 line over here. It's sitting right at 19. I think I've got the support drawn at 1970 on this one. So, but let's see. Tesla, somebody says Tesla's not doing. Oh yeah, Tesla's settling down again a little bit. Well, that's probably a good thing. Because the surge in the S&P 500 is just nuts. But hey, golly, a lot of people are going to be buying the S&P 500 going into 2022, hoping for another 2021. I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see. Look at Rivian here. 10% on Rivian, still rallying into the end of the day. We'll see how, they did just report earnings already. They kind of fell after earnings, after the deliveries miss. You don't even have the Webull E up yet for earnings, but they've actually recovered nicely. It's not so bad. 107, not bad at all. So I don't know. Maybe that's the floor for Rivian's pricing, somewhere around 88. We'll see. Let's take a look at BTC. Yeah, BTC did get rejected at 52. You're totally right, Andre. We were looking at this morning as well. And for some reason, it has been slow starting for BTC to come back. It's been a little frustrating for a lot of folks in the crypto space, but it's been a little slow starting. I've purposely been diversifying, and the basket's been doing really well on this sort of bounce off of the floor here. I'm hoping this bullish activity continues, but it's been tough to get BTC even back to 54K. So we'll see what happens. I'll post a crypto update later as well. Okay, let's go ahead and look at some news that we've got and pull up the term as well. Let's see what we have here. Okay, more flight cancellations, COVID storms. Okay, this is all old news. We already covered all this stuff this morning. We want the new news. That's what we want. With 22K, would you buy 2 6-month options or 1 1.5-year call option for Tesla? Ooh. I honestly probably wouldn't buy either of those. I would just buy Tesla. I know people don't like to hear that, but options, if you got 20K to your, like, if that's your entire portfolio, not financial advice, but I wouldn't even touch options. Options for me are, and I do a lot of options. Don't get me wrong. I love setting my options, trade notification stuff, but they are the easiest way to either make it big or just lose nastily and fast. It is so painful. And then you get a lot of paper handing naturally as well in options because they bleed so quickly. So I always just recommend be careful with options. For example, we were talking about this in the course member live stream. It's like we're going to be in this nasty phase of waiting for small caps to rotate. Boy, oh boy, if you're in options, you're just getting screwed. And I have Corsair and Hood options, and so you're getting screwed on those. Whereas shares, you're like, okay, who cares? Like, I got time. You just call me when the rotation's here. But it ain't anywhere close right now. Whew. Ooh, shout out to Dania for buying the real estate course. Hold on a sec. Let me see here. What am I trying to do? Let me get the news up. Bloomberg. There we go. Okay, so let's see here. U.S. stocks head toward record 69th record close of the year. Wow, 69th. Gold mill will require COVID boosters. Not much has honestly changed from this morning. The only thing that's changed is small caps are selling off more. That's it. That's basically what our change has been so far. I will, let me check the back end here as well. Let me see here. Top. Okay, let's see here. Markets. Okay, U.S. stocks rose on a fourth day on Monday amid thin trading as investors evaluated prospects for the year-end rally. Okay. Santa Claus rally kicked off on Monday. Yeah, except for small caps. Small caps getting penalized. Let's see what else. Commodity demand stays robust even with holiday shutdown. I hate commodities, but they've done well. They've done quite well. Cotton prices, tight supply. Okay. Investors show interest in 2-year sale. Huh. People actually buying the 2-year bond. Oil gains as traders look through Omicron. Global asset managers could be setting up for a treasury sell-off. Global asset managers have sold both the 5-year and 10-year futures today. Many investors are preparing for the rate market to resume lower in the new year after recent bull steepening. Okay. There is so little news today. That is incredible. Well, nope. That's pretty much it. Okay, no problem. So let's see here. Let's do a Wall Street Journal peek. Let's see if we got anything new over here. This is literally the same headline. These are the same headlines we had this morning. Nothing's changed. Flights, crypto, Evergrande, boring. All right, whatever. So we'll just look at individual stocks. Fine. So what do we got? Let's see here. Let's see what's in massive mega pain right now. Well, the small caps, we know that. 6 to 9%. This is a big sell-off. I mean, usually when we scroll to the bottom of the chart like this, we we have like maybe 4 or 5 stocks that are just like, oh, these are losing, and then everything else is like minus 2% or minus 1% on the red side. This is nasty. That's a big old sell-off. Blue Apron, Clever, Smile Direct, Invitae, 23andMe. And there's no end in sight. I mean, Lemonade is still not under 40, so that's been one of the floors that we've been talking about. Piton fell to new lows, 35 last trading day. Fastly is getting beat up as well. Wow, Fastly is only a $4.4 billion market cap. I didn't know it was that small. Yeah, unreal. Okay, Wayfair. Wow, look at Wayfair just get destroyed. Wayfair has a $20 billion market cap. And next to Restoration Hardware, it's just gotten whacked. Look at that. It broke out to the downside out of the channel we had for it. And it is not showing any sign of letting up. Oops. Let's go to Restoration Hardware. Restoration Hardware's actually had a little bit of the parabolic U-turn here as well. SPY spiking into the close. We got 11 minutes to go. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. Getting that volume into the close. Look at this, folks. The day chart on the S&P 500. We are going right back to that trend line. I have not moved this trend line in a very long time. And it just continues to hold. It's been insane. Yeah, it is. It's true. You know, you talk about the small cap sector bleeding out, and then you always see those comments like, what are you talking about? The S&P is up 5% for the week. What are you talking about? Stocks are down. Meanwhile, everybody with small cap stocks is just like crying. I wanted to say something else, but I'm not going to. Yeah. Thoughts on Fisker? Not much. I run my Instagram account. Fitness goals. Watch my failure video from this weekend. Thanks again. Shout out to the real estate course. Can you look at Pan W, Palo Alto Network Cybersecurity? It's been doing better than Crown Club. Pan W. I'll write it down. I don't know anything about it. I literally know nothing about it. Pan W. But I wrote it down. I'm gonna put a little question mark there. Trust me. I looked at look at my deep dive on Rivian. I got a big deep dive on Rivian. Okay, we answered that. JPM has a PEG of 1.38, operating margin of 47, profit margin of 38, 1.57 trillion in cash. If interest rates are expected to go up, why are banks not a safe buy? I think you can't go wrong owning JPM. I don't care about JPM. I just stormed out of a JPM really pissed off. But you know, I already did my ranting on that in the course member live stream, so I'm not going to do it here. Yeah. Anyway, Figs has been getting, you know what? Figs has been getting murdered ever since I bought one of the little coats. I bought the coat, not the stock. So in basically in that case, the money I put in the coat has stored its value better than the actual stock. Yeah. Most people consider the banks as a safe buy. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, like I'm not looking to I don't think JPM is going to revolutionize the world in the next 10 years, you know. I'm much more interested in my faves. But wow, I feel bad. I mean, of my portfolio, let me add this up really quick. Of my portfolio, well, what's left of my portfolio that's in small caps, I am right now, I'm going to consider SoFi. So that's about 400. Then I've got, in terms of small caps, we just did this morning. Matterport is kind of smallish. Lemonade Zero, Corsair. Corsair's the next one. That's about 250K. I'm not Matterport's a little more mid-ish. Well, but then again, I guess I should. I'll count it. So if I counted Matterport, SoFi, Robinhood, all as my small caps, and Corsair, if I counted all of those, I'd be somewhere about 10% of my portfolio is exposed to small caps. So that means 90% is medium to actually probably 90% large caps, large and megas, Affirm, Amazon, Apple, Google. What else we got here? Enphase, Etsy, right? Those are $25 to $30 trillion companies. So yeah, I mean, looking at it that way, if 10% of my portfolio is in smalls, most of my portfolio should be doing okay in this market, and it is. But I just can't help but be very sad about the fintech sell-off, because like the fintechs are sucking, right? The PayPal, the SoFi, the Robinhoods, right? They're all sucking. But then like the small caps within that, or the smaller ones within that, like the Robinhood and SoFi is being smaller within that batch, they're selling off even more. It's tough. We hope they're at bottom, but it's been a crazy ride. Crazy. All right, let's go take a look at Tesla or ETH hodl for all of 2022. Ooh, that's a dirty question. Oh, man. Well, I think that Ethereum is going to go to Ethereum 2.0 in 2022. And I really hate saying this, but I think Ethereum there's going to be a lot of selling when Ethereum 2.0 comes around. People are going to think it's going to be this crazy bullish thing that's it. We're Ethereum's going to the moon. I think it's going to be a crap ton of appreciated Ethereum that is now basically going to be a massive lockup expiration. and people are going to be able to go buy the alts and go diversify. So I expect Ethereum 2.0's transition will work well, but I don't think it'll do very well. Therefore, Tesla. My pure speculation there. Now, if somebody asked me if I thought that like Matic or Terra Luna or Solana would outperform Tesla, I probably would agree. Probably would agree. HODL both wasn't a choice they gave me though, but I agree with you, Matt. Or Cardano, right? Yeah. Actually, yeah, it is kind of like Cardano. So Cardano, when they had their substantial, what was it, the Alonso hard fork, that was a big old sell the news, man. Oh my gosh, because that was like the big intro to smart contracts and NFTs on the Cardano network. Ay, ay, ay. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, look, I'm happy for you because you got a 4x, my friend. Look at this comment. My ETH has been locked up since 1100. I want my ETH back already. I was actually ready to start my own like staking pool and everything. And then I'm like, but then it's locked up. You know, if Tesla falls to, look, let me put it this way. The reason I don't like lockups is because if Tesla falls to $200, I'm selling every freaking stock and crypto I own and I'm loading the boat. But I can't do that if it's locked up. Right? And don't get me wrong, I think sometimes lockups are a really good thing because sometimes if we trade too much, we get a little too emotional about something, it could end up leading to worse returns. So I recognize that, but there's logic to everything. Look at this rally. The S&P just rallying into the close. We got about 2 minutes left into the close. How's my HUD 8? I think it's down a little now, isn't it? Didn't it go down? It's not at highs of the day, that's for sure. It's only up 0.48 right now. BTC being a little slow here. What did I do last time? I'm gonna pull up. Let me see here. Might be a little too late for this. I'm gonna pull it up anyway. So okay, hut. I have hut calls of $5. I'm gonna buy some more of those options. I'm gonna buy the same ones. Hut 8, dude. It takes so long. It's so annoying. And I'm gonna go for a limit, and I'm just gonna buy 100. Buy day. All right. It's kind of, I don't know if that order will go through in time. It might not, but I'm gonna put it in anyway. Okay, we got 1 minute left. Can I go through? Pay a darn commission. I don't think it's going to go through. Nah, it doesn't seem to be going through. All right, whatever. See, this happened to me the last time too, and it actually was a good thing. Yeah, I can't get it through. Never mind. Whatever. I was going to buy it, but I guess I'm not. Stupid. Whatever. Let's see how things are closing. Nope. I can't get it up. I can't get it up. All right, whatever. Let's listen to the closing bell.
342 points for the Dow, which itself is a session high, and 1.4% of gain for the Nasdaq. The Dow and the Nasdaq still a little way off their own record all-time closing highs. The S&P, though, taking another one out. The record closing high up 1.4%. All.
Okay, Dow just under 1%, 0.98. S&P 1.39. Nasdaq 1.39. Russell 0.89. Wow, the Russell actually ended up going positive. Oh, how did it close? No freaking way. It actually went through literally the last second. I am blown away. I was not expecting that to go through. Oh well. Either cross member for. Hold on one sec. Small. All right, we're gonna review this in just a second. Here, you know what? Let's listen to them for just a second.
The start of the Santa Claus rally, is it not?
It is, yes. So starts today. We'll run through the first 2 days of next week, the first 2 trading days of the new year. And what it really represents is a period which has been up over the course of history, 80% of all years, and actually up a pretty pronounced way. I mean, after today, you're up 1.2% or something like that to start off and put you in a little bit of a head start. And the usefulness of this period is that it so has a strong tendency.
Yeah, I said earlier in the in case anyone's, because I know some people might be wondering, I said earlier in the course member live stream, somebody's like, oh, what would you buy today? And I gave a few stocks I was looking at, but I said I was probably most likely to buy a little bit of the HUD 8 calls, just add to that position a little bit. And I did. Okay, so let's see how things ended up closing. Call's super dangerous, so just be careful, especially Robinhood. But one day they'll rally. Doug asks, how do I bring myself to buy a stock when it's up 2,000%? Which stock are you talking about? And it depends how far back you're looking, right? All right, let's see how some things closed. So, Camber Energy got some big momentum over here, 16%. Upstart, wow. This morning, Upstart was up about 4%. I said if I was going to day trade, I would day trade Upstart. And if you did that, you would have made some money today. So good job, Upstart. MP Material, 7.49, incredible. Affirm, 4.5%, decent. Again, the larger caps did the moves today. They did the numbers, 2.5% on Tesla. SoFi, the fact that it was up 2%, nice, but it's just so nominal. Cloudflare sitting at about 139, okay. BTC still getting stuck around. Okay, we're back over 51.2 right now. Doug must be looking at the 5-year chart. Yeah, maybe. There you go. There you go, Brandon. That was me. I asked about HUD 8. I bought some with you. Crash or burn. That's right. We're either going rocket to the moon or crash and burn. That's right. And as long as you go into options knowing that with bought options, they're YOLOs, it's okay. Like I feel bad, like sometimes, like publicly, even on the YouTube channel, we're like, oh, I'm going in on this YOLO on these options. And sometimes they do really well, and obviously I'm happy, but sometimes they don't. And then it's like, or people hold them, they diamond hand them too long, and then it's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, be really careful. Like it's a roulette table. You try to be right 70 to 80% of the time with options, but it's still a roulette table. Wow, just bloody small caps. And we have no idea when this is going to U-turn. How is Neo doing? Let me see here. Neo's stuck under 30. Just can't get up over 30. That's painful. All right. 90% of my losses happen when I held calls too long. I know. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like it sucks because you're just like, you don't want to take the loss. And because you're like, I think it's going to go up, but then it just keeps bleeding. Sometimes the best thing to do in a case like this is, and I hate saying this because you could do it. And then like the stock goes up 10% the next day and you're like, wrong, but sometimes the best thing to do is close the call and sell a put. And, that way you're at least a little bit more insulated. You're getting a little bit of a credit. Doesn't mean, the stock can't just go down to zero, but, which that would suck. But yeah, it can be painful. All right. What else is news? They say there's breaking news over here. I don't believe there's breaking news. There's nothing. Let's listen.
to see things like a much weaker dollar and sustainably weaker dollar. We'd also need to see a much steeper yield curve, and again, those higher real rates. But what we like within value is that we kind of want to de-emphasize the financial parts of the value sector. We see some pretty weak areas of things like banks, insurance. All of the relative performance trends are rather weak in financial.
She's not wrong. Finance feels like, I mean, look at Lemonade or some of the other financials. It sucks. SoFi, PayPal.
Within materials and healthcare as well. So moving to be more underweight the financials within our value exposure and overweight these real estate, materials, and healthcare, which are really more late cycle as we move again later into this cycle.
Jim, do you agree? Avoid the banks?
Later in this cycle, I feel like we're like early.
Start tracking up, I'll get a lot more interested in them. I think there is some possibilities for
whatever, I don't really care. Okay, so these people are just bantering. So somebody asked, what about HUT? So I don't have long positions on HUT. I just have short-term options on them. Probably, I don't know, 80K or something like that. But yeah, you know, it's a swing trade is what it is. Mostly because HUD 8 is insulated from the small caps because it moves with BTC. It doesn't move with the small caps, even though it is a small cap. It doesn't move with the small caps. It moves with BTC. So you kind of got to know what the catalyst is. But I mean, this is just. I mean, some of these companies, I think some of these companies are great freaking companies. I'm not invested in any of these right here at the bottom, but I think CRISPR, phenomenal company. Look at it. It's at $77. Look at what this thing ran to. I mean, this is insane. Yeah, look at this. This thing ran to $220. Folks, 67 divided by $220 means it's dropped 70%. Okay? Imagine this. Tesla at 1,100 times 0.3. That would literally be like Tesla going from 1,100 down to 330. Come on, man. How many people would be freaking out if Tesla did that? And that's exactly what happened to CRISPR Therapeutics. Disaster. Terrible disaster. Let's do another one here. What else we got here? Yeah, I mean, Lemonade's just another example. Lemonade did have a hype cycle. I'd say probably that 80 to 100 range is like, or at least was somewhat reasonable. But I mean, it's like half of that right now, which is insane. 40%, 40 to 50% of it today. It's insane. I mean, some of these are just nasty plummets here. PaySafe, my goodness. Another one I wasn't in, but look at it. It was a $20 stock at one point. $3, folks. It went from a $20 stock to a penny stock. Remember what I said, folks. Penny stocks, nobody IPOs a company as a penny stock. Stocks become penny stocks. And that's scary. And some of these have just been continuing. And that's why I sold so many of my small caps. Because they kept bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. And now I just look every day like, when are they going to rebound? So far, they're not. It's so painful. Again, small caps, 10% of my portfolio. So I'm not going to lose sleep over it. It's a bummer, but smaller part of the portfolio. The what do we got here? Rivian and Lucid, I think, are still opportunities for a short. Let me see Rivian here. Yeah, Rivian did have its numbers come out, so it's got some momentum. I'd say next to have pain is probably, well, Lucid's still been having its pain. I think honestly both Rivian and Lucid, if they report bad December deliveries or Q4 deliveries in January in like 4 days, both have a substantial movement to the downside ahead of them. Rivian probably less so, because we know more about Rivian already because they gave us their last delivery numbers, compared to Lucid, where everybody's kind of like, what's up with Lucid? Yeah, I mean, speaking of what's up with Lucid, let me text Lucid right now. Yeah, I have not heard a peep since I sent them money. Yeah, that always feels great. Here's my money, and then tumbleweed. It's like, wait, where did everyone go? Oh man, bought Hyliion at 14, went up to 60, now it's 6. I might could drive a Hyliion one in January. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting. It sucks. This is. I agree with you, Jolly. Like, can Shift Technologies really go under $3? I mean, look. I hate to say it, but that's what people thought at $4.20, and it's what people thought at $7. You know, when we were over here, like $6.50. This, folks, just so you know, okay. Over, where was it? I think it was here, right here. See when Shift fell to $6.40 in November of 2020? The executives at Shift ended up buying stock, and the market still didn't care. It's crazy. Yeah, I'll make a Model S review. I actually already have it filmed. I just need to edit it. Yeah. It's crazy. I do not believe that Lucid is going to meet their 2021 deliveries. I highly do not believe that. But look, don't get me wrong. I hope they do. I mean, I want them to succeed. And I've been a big fan of Lucid. I'm just not in them. So anyway. All right. What else? Anything else? Kind of slow day. It's basically the big headline of the day is small caps suck. There's your headline for today. Let's do one more look in the back end and see if there's any secret back here. Yeah, BTC has been trending back up in just the last 30 minutes. You don't have to wait now that long to get a Model S Plaid. I think it's only a couple months. I mean, I had my reservations for like a year, but that's because I ordered it back on Battery Day. Battery days when I ordered the darn thing. That was September of 2020. More than a year. I didn't think I'd buy it, but then when the time came close, I'm like, oh, Merry Christmas to me. I'm still in the honeymoon phase though, so it's dangerous. You know, like the honeymoon phase is like the first 2 weeks you have a car, you're just like, oh, I love it. And it's not healthy. Yeah. Apple closes at a record. Warren urges crackdown on Wall Street. I mean, like, tell me something new. Silicon Valley pushes into cars, testing app detects. That's not that fun. All right. Yeah, we'll see when we get we'll see when we get that small cap U-turn. I hope you'll hear it here first. I hope to deliver it first. Got to sleep in for the first 2 weeks. Yeah, I would like what's gonna change in the next 2 weeks. I don't know, but we'll be here monitoring it every day. So still think there are crypto opportunities. That's why I bought those calls on Hut. But there are no guarantees. You know, you could buy calls on Hut and then it could turn into a Robinhood, where it's just like, wow, okay, dude, it's been 4 weeks. We expected pain. We expected pain the first 2 weeks of December because of the lockups. But it's like now it's like a dead dog. It's like, you gonna go? Not another Jan 6. Oh yeah. All right. I gotta go. Thank you so much for being here, folks. I've seen the phone thing with Tesla. I'll believe it when I see it. All right.